Hi everybody, Whitney with Girl Friday Crafts here, and I am doing a project today for an upcoming national day. It's National I Love Your Pet Day, or National Love Your Pet Day on Tuesday. And so I'm going to make something actually for my vet's office. This was intended to be a Christmas gift, and I didn't get it done, so I'm doing it today. So I'm going to start with the Chalk Culture London frame. This is a basically 8.5 by 11, a little bit bigger with the frame itself, 8.5 by 11 frame. This is a couture gallery surface, which means it can be reused, and it is magnetic, which is really nice. And I'm going to, on that, I'm going to use the Fur Babies transfer that just came out late last year. Super cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chalk this on the surface, and then I'm going to take letters, and the vet is White Oaks West, so, and they call themselves Wow Vet, so I'm going to just put WOW, you know, sort of on top of the chalked animals once it gets dried. So we're going to start by taking the back out of the frame. A little something to help me lift these. So chalk couture frames do not have hanging hardware on them, so that's just something to keep in mind if you're looking at a surface and a design and it's something you would want to hang on the wall. You're going to need some hanging hardware added to it. Now, a lot of these frames are not very heavy, so the 3M, I forget what they're actually called, but they're the Velcro strips. So you put one strip on the frame and one, and then you attach to the wall, and then it just sort of pulls off with Velcro. Would hold most of these frames without any problem. I have had some success with those not taking paint off the wall, and some not success with those not taking paint off the wall. So we actually don't really use those as much anymore as we used to. But when I'm done with this, I can attach something to this cardboard surface here. This is also double-sided. It's black on both sides, but it is double-sided. So if you wanted to buy the London frame and use it for something, you could put a different design on the other side and, you know, swap it out, different seasons, etc. So I'm going to spritz a cloth. I'm going to spritz the cloth a little bit and just wipe this off. It's been sitting in the box, you know, got some schmutz and stuff on it. Not a big deal. Not using a lot of water or anything, so it's not getting really wet, so it won't be a big deal to go ahead and chalk on it. Okay, so let's see. Get myself together here. You can't see it in the video, but I have all my paste set aside. We're gonna, because it's a dark surface, because it's a black surface, I'm using a lot of brightly colored paste. So these cats and dogs on here are gonna be purple and yellow and what else have I got? Teal, eggshell blue, colors that'll, you know, show up on the surface really well. So we're going to take this out of the bag. So this is one of those transfers that, as you can see, does not have the cut lines. So if you were wanting to just use one particular animal or one particular word, or series of words on a surface, your choices would be just to adhere it and just, you know, use what you want. Now, depending on the size of the surface, that can be challenging if your transfer is sticking to the desk or whatever, or you would just cut around what you're wanting to use. Done a couple of videos on that. Now I am trying to start cutting my transfers, just the transfer sheet and not the backing sheet, so I can kind of keep everything together, know what goes with what. It's actually easier for storage. This is one that might be a little bit harder to do, so, you know, somewhere down the road I may opt to, you know, cut this with the, you know, cut the backing sheet as well as the transfer sheet. But as luck would have it, today I am just using the whole thing, so I don't have to worry about that. So we're going to put my transfer on my defuzzing cloth. If this is the first chalk video you have seen, these transfers are very sticky. They're designed to be very sticky so that they adhere really well to your surface and you don't get bubbles. But you don't want them so sticky that when you peel it up, it takes paste with it. So you use this defuzzing cloth or a microfiber cloth or cotton t-shirt if that's what you got, and you defuzz it. You make it a little less sticky. As you lift it off, you can kind of feel it. The resistance gives some. I do this about 5 or 6 times. If you feel like 5 or 6 times isn't enough, like it's really sticking to the cloth, you can do it more. If you've used a surface over and over, you'll find that it just becomes less sticky over time anyway, so you may not have to kind of do this as much. It's really only feeling sticky down at the edges now, so probably one more time. I can't count and talk at the same time, so I tend to lose track when I'm recording of how many times I have defuzzed my cloth. Okay. We're going to do this, and I am, if you all forgive me for 1 second, I am going to adjust my camera a slight bit. There we go. That might be a little bit better. Okay. Now, you know, the bigger transfers, getting them positioned can be a little challenging because, of course, you've got all kinds of surface area to stick to. I'm starting at the bottom, trying to get this on here a little straight. Because of what it is, you know, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Now, I came too far down, so I've got this big gap, and there is something on my transfer. Try and get off of there. Don't have my tweezers. I need to grab my tweezers. There's actually a couple of things on my transfer. So I came too far down, so I'm gonna need to come up a little bit so I don't have that big of a gap at the top of the surface. There we go. That's a little bit better. Probably a little too far over on this side. Not really sure if I want to try to mess with that. So then you're going to want to push down on your surface, on your transfer, and really make sure you're getting air bubbles out. Now, the kind of nice thing about these black magnetic or chalkboard surfaces is that you can really see when it's sticking to the, when transfer is sticking. Makes it really easy to make sure that you're really getting the transfer on there well. Okay, so that's looking good. So, trying to think about how I want to do this. In using multiple colors, you know, the paste dries pretty quickly. You want to make sure that you're moving fast enough that the paste doesn't dry so much that you end up, when you pull it up, when you pull the transfer up, you pull the paste up with it. I don't, especially on something like this, I don't want to have to take it off, let it dry, wash the transfer, and put it back down. So I'm going to work in sections. So I'm going to work kind of this section, and then probably like around this section, and then the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste everything, I'm going to pull it up, put the transfer back down, paste the rest, pull it up, put the transfer back down, until I get to the bottom and I've got it pasted and I can pull the transfer all the way up. I want to do the words in white, I know that. So I'll at least, you know, start with those. On this, I need to get my spray bottle because I know some of my pastes are getting a little old and getting dried out a bit, so I'm probably gonna have to spritz some of